Hi everyone, this is Robin from Designhill and your host for the day. I hope you and your family are keeping well and safe. I would like to welcome you for this session where we are going to talk about Instagram Reel Ideas for Business. Today's event is brought to you by Designhill, world's leading creative marketplace that caters to the creative needs of businesses and individuals alike who can source high quality designs from professional designers and buy unique products created by independent artists. So, moving ahead, let me introduce our speaker for today. We have with us Agatha Pollack. Agatha is a content creator, social media manager, and co founder of Cruise Creative Media. She is successfully running Cruise Creative Agency that provides digital content creation and marketing, which help businesses all over the world connect with their customers. They are specialists in video and live video content and produce and manage live streams, video podcasts, and virtual events. Hi, Agatha. Would you like to say a quick hi to the audience?
Hello, everyone. It's nice for you to join us today. I'm super excited for our presentation. We have a lot to go through, so super pumped for today.
Great. So, guys, before we start the session, here is the big announcement. We are giving away certificates to all the attendees, but for that, you would have to stick till the end. So, brace yourself and stay tuned till the very end. All right, guys. So, before we start the session, let's quickly look at what Designhill is all about.
Need to get your parents off your back? Head to the world's #1 creative marketplace, Designhill.
When I started my photography business, I needed something that said this was more than just a hobby. It's not a hobby, Mom. That's why I went to Designhill and got an amazing logo super fast at a price I could afford. The process was easy using Designhill's logo maker. Just enter the name of your business, then pick out a number of designs that inspire you. I'll pick this one and that one looks cute. Then pick your colors or let the system decide. Add some more info like a slogan, the industry your business is in, and your budget. The logo maker, using machine learning and artificial intelligence, will design thousands of logo variants that you can choose from and adapt. In fact, I was able to get everything from business cards to t-shirt design and complete social media kit, all with the click of a button. With that, I'm all set. Now everyone I meet knows I'm a legit photographer. Even my mom. It's real. That's decaf.
Let the world know it's real and build your brand with Designhill.
All right. So that was all about Designhill. And now, guys, we are all set to start the session. We will take up questions during the session. So if you have anything to ask to Agatha, please drop the questions in the questions section on your screen. So over to you, Agatha. You can start presenting your screen now.
Yes, hello everybody. First of all, I can see that we have quite a few people joining in. So we have George, we have James, Dali, Keisha, Genevieve, Rachel. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We have a lot to go through. So let me start sharing my screen. And as I said, we're going to be going through all the Instagram Reel ideas for businesses. So without further ado, you should be able to see my screen at the minute. That is me with very, very silly face. And let's dive right in. As you've heard before, please feel free to ask me any questions. I'm going to be asking you some questions during the presentation as well. So let's do it. So first of all, let's go through what are we going to be talking about today. So first of all, we're going to be talking about what are Instagram Reels really, what and why you should be using Instagram Reels for, and if you actually should be using them for your business. And then we're going to be going through basics. So how to figure out your style, how to plan your video, all the technical specifications that you have to take under consideration. And we're going to be going through best practices, so what to do to make sure that your reels are successful and they bring more views, more eyeballs to your business. So what to do with video editing, music, hashtag covers, etc. And also at the end, we're going to briefly touch on insights. So there's quite a lot to go through. So now, what are Instagram Reels? I'm pretty sure most of you have already seen them, but I have a lot of people still asking. So Instagram Reels are basically short videos, and when I mean short videos, they are between 15 and 60 seconds. Now, there were a lot of similar things that have come out first, and those 15, 60 second videos are probably not foreign to you because you see them on other platforms. As you can see, I have written there, which is true, is Instagram's response to TikTok. So TikTok have been trending for quite a lot of time now. It is getting a lot of views, and people are exploding on TikTok and basing their all businesses on TikTok as well. So Instagram, being smart, which we have also seen in the past, have seen a big potential in Instagram in such a video content between 15 and 60 seconds, and released Instagram Reels. And since then, of course, a lot of people moved back to Instagram. This is not the first thing that Instagram have done this. We have seen this as well with stories, which actually originally were made by Snapchat and then very, very quickly taken up by Instagram. And of course, everybody moved from Snapchat to Instagram stories, etc. On the left here, you can see, your typical Instagram reel feed, so you can see also how you're scrolling through your reels. It's like upward downward movement, which actually again is taken from TikTok, and it helps you just directly focus on the reels and on the reels tab, so you can basically have completely different experience. You don't have to scroll through your whole feed to see them, but you can also just watch reels in the sorry, I'm just checking the comments, in the feed. So yeah, those are portrait videos, of course, and they are also eligible for Instagram music. So that is super important because we are going to be talking about why music is super important for Instagram Reels in a minute. And of course, as I said before, they are similar to TikTok, to YouTube Shorts as well. I didn't mention YouTube Shorts yet. And as well, if you remember Vine, this is very, very old school. I was never a big Viner. But Vine, I think, was something between 6 and 15 seconds. It was a platform that exploded way, way back at the, 2006, 7. I can not even pinpoint it. But it was a little bit different. It turned out to be a little bit more prank videos, etc. And also, in comparison to that, now a lot of people think about reels, about dancing videos, and a lot of people are confused of how to use them for the business because they see it as a very silly thing when everyone is dancing. But I'm going to try to debunk that and actually show you how you can use it better to improve your business. So you might ask yourself a question. Should I be using Instagram Reels for my business? And the answer is yes. Now, let me tell you why. First of all, if you have heard about Reels before, or if you are scrolling through people's feeds or checking people's Instagrams, you can see, the tab with Reels on their profile. And if you go there, you can always see what views are Reels getting. Reels are getting huge amount of views because it's the content that people prefer right now. It's short. We have very short attention spans at the minute. It is entertaining. It has a nice music. Reels are getting huge views. Now, another thing, because it's such a new, relatively new feature, Instagram, of course, every time that they are releasing new feature, they're promoting people who are using this feature. So at the beginning, because you had very few competitors using Instagram Reels, it was very easy to get hundreds, thousands of views, millions of views sometimes as well. Because again, big demand, but not big supply, right? Of course, it is getting a little bit smaller now, so you have a lot of competition to go through. But still, in comparison to normal posts or your normal pictures or videos, you have much better chance to reach new people on Reels. So this is primary reason why you want to be doing Reels, to be discovered by new people. Another thing is increased engagement. So again, if you do it in a smart way and you make your reel in a correct way and you keep people's attention, you are going to see increased engagement. Because of higher reach, of course, you're going to get more likes, you're going to get more comments, you're going to see more people checking your profile. You might see if it's entertaining enough that people are sharing it to their stories, etc., etc. This is just a go-to type of content. A lot of people are bored with the graphics, especially. And also, we have to take under consideration that Instagram algorithm doesn't really like just boring graphics anymore. And they want to do a little bit more engaging content. So Instagram itself is going to push your graphics less because they have, smart AI that is going to recognize that there is no people in the picture. But if it goes to videos, especially if they're specially edited in the Instagram app, preferably, that is going to push them more. Another thing is that, when you go to your hashtag page, you search for a hashtag. For example, for me, it would be hashtag social media. Normally, you have the full grid of photos there. Now, Instagram changed it and you have one highlighted reel. So if you have a chance to actually be shown in that space, you can blow up quite easily. And because, again, you might actually use a hashtag that is not extremely popular. Like, let's say I don't use hashtag social media. I use hashtag social media 2022. It's not super crowded yet, right? We're just in 2nd of February. So I have a big chance to be seen in that place. Another similar view you can actually have on Explore page. So people who are checking on their Explore page what Instagram recommends to them have also this one miniature of a reel. So there's another additional space for you to be seen. With pictures, say, because there's so many of them and there's so much competition, you have much less chance to be visible in those places, on Explore page or in a hashtags page, right? Because it's just so many people posting at the same time. Now, another thing that you can notice that you have a range of filters, audio files, and AR effects. So it helps you, the Instagram app helps you create content that is more engaging and more interesting for your audience. So basically, all in all, yes, you should be doing Instagram Reels because it's going to be very profitable for your business. Now, how to figure out your style. Now, I have 3 different reels showing you 3 different styles. And by that, I want to highlight to you that to do reels, you don't have to necessarily do what the girl on the left is doing. So on the left, you can see this typical reel that you think about. She's very professional, by the way. So this is fashion, right? Fashion industry. She's dancing. She's doing these cool transitions where all of a sudden she's in a different outfit. Awesome, right? You don't have to do that. So that's a good thing. You can showcase your business in many different ways. In the middle, we have Gary Vaynerchuk, super popular guy. He's doing a talking face video. And as you can see, this reel, of course, he has a team to put all the overlays on, but this is some sort of presentation that he did in the past. And, he just edits it and puts it out as a reel. So you can do something like that. And for example, today, if I would have recording from today's session, I could just take a clip of myself, put it on the reel, repurposing content. I didn't have to, invest a little bit more time into doing it, right? Maybe I had to edit a little bit, but I definitely didn't have to re-record everything from the beginning. So that's another option. Another option, of course, is that you can do something like that. Just, take the phone to your hand, boom, and just record 15 seconds of you telling people some great tip about your business, some great new announcement, etc., etc. And in this way, it is also very easy because pretty much you use it as a story, but of course, the format of the content itself will be a little bit different. Now, the third one, something that I love, which is rug washing. And I chose that little reel to show to you that if you do not like being on camera and you have a business that you can visually represent, this is a great way to represent it. So one thing, I love watching rug washing. Who would have thought? Would you think 2 years ago that you can do rug washing on Reels and you're gonna explode? This is ridiculous, right? But think about the applications of that business. If you are a graphic designer and you are, I don't know, using whatever program you're using Illustrator to create graphics, or maybe you do stuff on Procreate, you can record this 15 seconds of a video or 60 seconds of a video, montage it together and post it for people to see your process. People love watching stuff like this. If you create any craft, great, you can do that as well. People do it with cleaning businesses, people do it with makeup businesses, of course, all sorts of stuff that can be shown visually, bakery, stuff like that. You can do without having to show your face. Because I know that a lot of people have that little, problem of appearing on a camera. And I understand it's not for everybody. So there is a way to do it a little bit different. Now, this is my style of reels. I just do those little funny ones. As you can see, I pointed stuff, I dance. This on the left, I don't know if you remember that trend. We had a little Jeff Bezos song. So I showed how I'm creating content for a month to Jeff Bezos song. And it's still educational, but it's shown in a funny way. This is like problems of business owners. This is 3 mistakes on social media. You just take your content and your message and you show it in a funny way. People like to learn while being entertained. So that is super fun. That's just my way of doing things. But I did other ones before as well with the software only. So it's all about figuring out your style. Let me take a sip of water. Before we go to planning your video. So planning your video is actually super, super important because if you are a business owner and you want to commit to doing reels, as with every other type of content, you should be consistent. So planning is super important because what you want to do really is you want to batch create, right? I'm going to go through batch creating very, very soon. But how to actually plan for doing reels? What you should do first is start scrolling through reels. And if you have your business account, make sure that you follow the hashtags relevant in your business, that you follow not necessarily competitors, but people in your industry, and check what they're doing. So you're going to scroll through reels and you're going to see the trends that are appearing. Very often, with the Jeff Bezos song, this was a trend. So you're like, oh, everybody's doing something with this song. Then it was something with Missy Elliott's song. Then there were people that were doing like a recap of 2021 when they had different slides all the time, which was showing the progression of their business. So you can go through and try to find creative ideas of how to adapt that trend to your business. And this is crucial because on Reels and on TikTok, you want to jump on trends. If you jump on trend and you use the trending music and you are the part of the trend, you have bigger chance to have a big reach. So super important. Then when you're going to find that trend, as I said, say it was this Jeff Bezos song, or say this was my favorite one when you did this, I'm going to be showing you how I made reel for that. And you were answering questions. You save that audio. Super important. And you can see here on the video how I actually do that. So I click on the bottom. There was a bottom music on the bottom, and I click here and I either use the audio or I save the audio. Here you can see already that it was saved. It's going to replay in a second again. So you can see the reel on the bottom there. You can see the audio. I clicked on it and I clicked saved. Super important because this music is going to be crucial for you to rank. Now, plan your overlays. If you are going to be putting any text on, make sure that you plan what is it going to be. There is specific area in the flood or in the Reels tab that is going to be previewed for people. So people can go and start scrolling through their Instagram, and they're not going to be shown the full portrait picture. They're going to be shown a little cropped version. So you have to take under consideration that you have to be far enough from camera to be able to encompass you and encompass all the text or all the stickers or anything that you might. And then you have effects and transitions that you have to plan. Super important again, you might want to change the outfit, etc. So plan your location, or I have it in next point, your location, your outfits, and your items needed. I think someone there is not muted. I can hear you read that. So plan your location, your outfits, and your items needed. Location is super important because light. I cannot stress to you, when I was starting on social media creating content, how many times I planned something, something didn't go to plan and I lost the daylight, or I didn't have the right light and I had to change everything because when the light was good, the background was bad, etc. Make sure that you have everything prepared. Then you're going to batch record. Try to create at least 6, 7 at the same time. So you can even release once a week. Of course, the more you release, the better you have possibility to rank, to be shown to more people. But try to record at least few of them to have them ahead of time. And think about your thumbnail photo straight away, because of course you want to look the same on the thumbnail photo, on your cover photo that you do in the video. It's especially, I think, important for us ladies because we tend to look different, maybe different times of the day. I do my hair different, I do my makeup different. So you definitely want to think about that you have the same t-shirt, etc., etc. Now, what you will need, those are 3 things that you, of course, don't need to have. If you're going to do this in a daylight and just record your video straight from the phone, you might not need those things. But to make things easier, especially on the trend, you could use some good tripod, high enough that you can stand and move your hands and it's gonna, encompass everything. Then what I put there in the middle is the attachment for your phone, right? Because ideally you want to actually record your reels within the Instagram app. I'm going to be going through why. So you want something like this, and you can see that I put the one that has attachment for the light, because that goes into the light thing. Of course, we're in the winter, depending on where you are in the world. You might have more daylight, less daylight, different times of year, etc. So it's always good to have a good light, and you want people to be able to see you. If people will see badly created reel in the way that they cannot see you, right, they're going to skip through it. So you have to make sure that you're visible, and if you're saying something, that they can hear you, right? And that's where the attachment for the microphone also go in. Of course, as I said, start easy, but you might want to build up to this. I noticed that this is very, very helpful for me, because then I can record reels at any time of the day. If I have a light, of course, and I can do a lot of stand-up things. There was this trend when you were like leaning back and like dancing, leaned back. I did that. I needed a tripod for that, because of course I couldn't just hold my camera. So that is it. Now, what else? If you're recording it in your app, make sure that you always record it in a portrait format. Super important, because otherwise you won't be able to even upload it to your reels, right? So if you do not have the content that is in portrait, always edit to portrait. And what I mean by that, like on the right side, you can see I have a little hybrid. This is a little part of the panel that my partner from Cruise Creative Media, James, was a part of. It was funny because there was a glass breaking. He said it was a cat, and then you can see me coming on a full screen saying it wasn't cat. I was actually the one breaking a glass during his presentation. Unfortunately, it happens. It was very funny. And then on the left we had actually an interview. So we just took a clip of it, inserted some overlays, and we did it like that. You have to take under consideration that those sort of edited reels might not do as well as you dancing or lip syncing to music. But if you want your viewers to see a little bit more, this is the good way to do it. Now, next thing is going to be making sure to align all your assets and elements in the focus area. And you can see here, this is what I was talking about. This is the full area of your reel, right? 1080 by 1920. Everything that needs to be visible has to fit into 1080 to 1350, because this, when people scroll down, That's what they can see. And also, even in your main feed that you can see here on the right, you can see that there is a little hashtag here, there is a like button, there is the name of your account, etc., etc. So if you will have, like, say, text that is under this, you know, your username or up here, it's not going to be visible, not only even in this feed, but especially on the feed that you know, people are scrolling down from. And that's super important, because I had that happen. I'm actually Polish, and we had a lot of people, a lot of my friends in Poland got Reels much later, right? Because they were being enrolled in different countries on a different pace. So I got my friends being like, oh, your you know, your text is not visible on your video. And I'm like, but it's a reel. And they're like, oh, but I can see it only on the flood. So stuff like that you have to take under consideration, because you want to catch everybody's attention, whether they see you on the flood, whether they see you in the Instagram Reels feed, anywhere, right? Let's maximize. Right. Now I'm going to go through this. It's going to be quite a long slide. So let's get ready. After this, guys, we're going to take a little break, but not after this next slide, right? So let me go through this video, and I'm going to show you how to create your reel. So you have me now, and I'm going to show you actually, give me a second. Actually, can I just mute this quickly? Yeah, let me just do it very quickly. So what I'm going to be showing you is step by step how to create a reel and where to click, what to do. I know that a lot of people have actually issues with that, because you open it up and you're not sure what is actually available to you and what is not. So let me just quickly mute this, and let's see, is it muted now? Still not. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to refresh quickly. Muted now. Okay, so here you have me waving, and as you can see, the first thing that I did was I clicked the music. So if I back you up a little bit here, is it still playing the music? Here, right here, you have the place to choose the music. So when I'm going to play, I hope you can still hear me through this music. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just refresh this a little bit. I don't want you to be distracted by the music. Let me just start from here. It should work now. Yeah. Is it quiet now? Still not. I don't know why. Okay. Canva is messing up with me today. Right. So we have this music tab. I'm going to be pausing so you can hear me. Don't worry. So you click on the music, and as you can see, it's going to take me. This is already. Sorry, start from the beginning. Music tab. So I chose the music that I wanted. And this is this trend, right? So it's great. Now you have here, I can choose, click on here and choose how long I want my reel. So it's either 15, 30, or 60 seconds. So I click multiple times to be able to choose it. Okay, I chose 60, too long. I go for 15. Yeah, 15 is going to be good. Cool, cool. Now what we have here is the speed. The speed is very important if you're going to want to lip sync to something, or you have this little dance that you have to sing to, boom, 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 you know, and you want to make sure that you're in the rhythm and everything works good for you. So you might be able to speed things up, slow things down, and this is where you do it. Right, so this is where you choose it. We don't need anything, we just need one. And then you click the effect. You can choose any effects. I didn't want any effect, as you can see. Then I can do a touch-up, so I can look a bit nicer, you know. You have a layout, so you can divide, you know, your screen to halves, etc. Those are a little more advanced options. We don't need any of that. And then something super important, you have a timer. So what timer is going to do is going to play a little bit of music for you before you start recording. So it gives you this 3, 2, 1 or 10, 9, 7, 8, blah, blah, blah. So you can prepare and you can start hearing the music, so then you can jump in the right time. So there we go. Okay, I set it for 10 seconds and we're going to start. So I'm going to get ready. Okay, press record. And you're going to see what's going to happen. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. At 3 is going to start playing. You see? It's playing. Right, so I'm trying. Guys, I messed up. I'm going to have to do it again. What do I do now? Right, so you have a clip showing up here. You're going to click on here. We are going to delete it. Yeah, discard it. We don't want that clip. We messed up. Okay, now it's very important. Every time you're doing this, you go back to timer and you set your timer again, and you're going to try again. Yeah, so try again. Guys, also, you're going to have this video. I'm going to let you know where to download it so you can have your own instructions. So don't worry. You don't have to be stressed about it. Try again. Oh, okay. I was doing okay, but I messed up a little bit. So how to crop it now? I'm clicking here again, and I'm clicking on the scissors. And here I'm dragging on the bottom. Watch it. To the point where I messed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to align next clip to this clip so I can smoothly transition. So I'm going to clip it to the moment where my fingers are up. As you can see here, when you're ready, you can click trim on the top right corner. Got it. Right, trimmed it. Click done. And what am I going to do now? I'm going to click align. So as you can see, it shows me the last moment that I finished with. So I'm aligning myself, right? And I'm going to choose the timer. Again, always choose timer. And I'm going to start recording again. This time I chose 3 seconds. You have to trust me, this video is lagging a little bit. I was in trouble with this song. Right, so now we have it. So what can we do now? Okay, we did a good job. Let's preview it. So I clicked preview. Awesome, yeah, working. Right, so now I can add text. I clicked on the top and I can start adding text. Put your text here. We're going to put a little further. So what I can do is do my favorite social media platforms, yeah? So you're going to see how to create something like that. Now, you can drag, and as you saw there for a second, let me show you. You will see in a second that when I'm dragging it below, it's already showing me where the safe area is. And this is quite recent, so you can see that here is going to be the text coming up. I can put more overlays because I want to show you how to do it. Okay, favorite social media platforms, Instagram. And here I can click on the bottom, guys. And when I click on the bottom here, it's showing me in which part of the video the text is appearing. So I'm going to choose how long the text is appearing for on the video in a specific place. And then I can click on another on the Instagram and choose how long it's going to be appearing. So this way you have those disappearing overlays, right? Again, you will be able to rewatch it. I'll give you this video by the end of this presentation, so don't worry. Right, and of course you can do the same thing with stickers, etc. So this is how it will look like. I'm adding another sticker. It was 27 degrees when I was recording. Yeah, you can put sound on for people. You can do whatever you want, and also time it in the same way. Now, you go next, and we have it ready. We can put our caption here. We will be able to upload our cover. You can crop your profile image because only the center of 1080 by 1080 will be visible in your grid. I'm going to show you something about the covers in a little bit. Yeah, this is how we basically figure it out. You can choose from gallery if you have pre-made your cover, or you can choose just a little bit, sorry, a little frozen frame from your video as well. Just take under consideration that if you're going to be choosing frozen frame, those overlays, those text will not appear. So you might have to be a little bit more creative. But as you can see, you can align it here to fit your grid if you just want it to be used. Some people do it on purpose, that they don't do produced covers because it looks more genuine. But you can choose to do it whichever way you want. You can tag people, you can search for users, you can do whatever you want. And that's where it is. We finished. It's done. So now we're going to take a little break.
All right. So, guys, I hope you are enjoying this wonderful session with Agatha. And it's time for the mid-roll. Before we move forward, I would like to give a quick shout out to Designhill, world's leading creative marketplace, for organizing this event. And guys, stay tuned and we will be right back to hear more from Agatha.
Clarematics is a full-service video agency based around video production. We created a brand that fit our identity at the time, but as we've evolved as a company, we found that that original brand didn't quite fit our aspirations anymore. Finding a partner to rebrand your entire company takes a lot of time and effort. Finding Designhill was an incredible lifeline. Designhill offers a money-back guarantee. If we don't like any of the designs, we get all of our money back. The stuff that we ended up with were well beyond what we had been seeing on other creative services platforms. After creating a simple design brief by answering some questions created by Designhill, we posted, and within a few days, we had over 250 entries. Designhill's platform made it easy to communicate with all of the potential designers. Eventually, we picked a winner. In addition to a logo, our designer also created a letterhead, business cards, and banners for all of our social media platforms. With Designhill's help, we now have a brand that meets our aspirations. We're ready for the future and everything that it's here to bring.
You muted.
Yeah, sorry. So we are back again, guys. So let's continue with the session, Agatha. Over to you.
Yes. Right. So can we put this? Yes. Okay. So guys, you can always connect with me on LinkedIn. So I want you to take your phones now, scan this QR code, connect with me on LinkedIn. If you want any information or any help about Instagram Reels or anything else, feel free to do so. You can also follow us on Instagram at cruise.creative. And this is me and my partner, James. So if you want to see what's up and a little bit more tips about Instagram Reels, and not only, follow us, of course, on Instagram. So now I'm going to be talking about reel cut-off zones. So how to actually do it. And again, at the end, I'm going to give you QR code to be able to download this template. So you will be able to get the reel cut-off zones template. So don't worry about that. But as I told you before, what is happening here? So I told you when you're recording a reel, you have to stay within this 1080 to 1350 area. However, because you know that Instagram pictures are 1080 by 1080 in general, so they're square, your cover has to fit into 1080 to 1080. You still have to have file that is 1080 by 1920, so a long file, but everything that is going to be shown in the grid has to be in that square. Now, if you go to your Reels tab, you will be able to see the whole thing. So sometimes you might not want to have a floating person. But in general, if you care about how your main grid looks like, make sure that whatever you want to represent on that cover is within this 1080 to 1080. It is crucial. Right. So next slide. Now, as you can see here, exactly what I've been talking to you about. Here you have the Instagram Reels tab, and this is how it looks like right here. And you have a little bit of a floating square. Again, if you don't like it, make sure that you fill it in. If not, then you have squares right here, as you can see. Here on the video, you can see again how I'm uploading the cover. So I'm always clicking cover, click add from camera, add it here. And you will be able to see it right there and how it fits to your grid. So super important, make sure that it looks good, because of course you don't want your grid to make no sense, if you know what I mean. Now, the good thing is that from recently, you can use two types of media on your Reels. So you can combine videos and photos. So you can do both, which is great for people that actually want to highlight their products. So you might be able to talk a little bit about your product and then put a picture of your product as well. Now, video editing. We're going to go through quite a few things, so I'm going to go through them quite quickly. Now, the best thing to do is to edit your Instagram Reels in the app. And why is that? Instagram reads what you're doing in their app. So you know how you have a PSD file in your Photoshop? It is a layered file, right? So you have one element that is on the top, the other on the bottom, etc., etc., etc. But with so it's the same with Instagram Reels. The Instagram knows that you have edited this footage in their app. So if you have cuts made in Instagram Reels, if you have text overlays done in Instagram Reels, if you have Instagram music added to Instagram Reels, you have a better chance to get the reach, because of course every platform is striving to keep you the longest on the platform, whether it is to edit, to make you addicted to the platform that you have to edit on there, or for you to watch content as well, right? So they want you to be on that platform, so they find a way to do that. So the good thing is that you have best reach out of that. The bad things are that it can be quite difficult, because of course, depending on your phone, there are quite small things that you can do. It would be sometimes easier to use program like Premiere Pro, where you can use your mouse and quickly do text overlays, etc. You can choose to do that if it simplifies your work, but you have to know that you might be sacrificing a little bit of your reach. And the third thing is that it's buggy. It is still quite newish feature, so of course they're improving things, but I remember when there was a time where it wasn't working quite well, in a way that your cover wouldn't upload. Like, as soon as you created your reel, you uploaded your cover, then you put your text, and then you published it, your cover wouldn't upload. So what you had to do is you had to do it in specific order. No, it was written nowhere, but I just found a way. So I finished my reel, I put my text, and at the very last thing, I uploaded the cover. I had things like having stuff in the drafts for a long time, and it uploaded completely black. So nothing happened. So also, when you create a new reel, make sure that you always save this footage, even if you have edited it in Instagram Reels and you want to publish it in the future, you save it in your drafts. Make sure that you always have a copy, even though it's not going to be layered anymore, right? It flattens when you download it. It's still better to have a copy than to have Instagram, stretching text or uploading it black. I'm sure that some of those things were resolved. Me, just in case, I always go through the same process, like kind of avoiding those bugs, but something to keep an eye on. Other thing that you can do is to use editing software like Adobe Rush or Adobe Premiere Pro or Canva, especially for the reels I showed you before, where you have like a piece of interview or something that you want to frame. And the next thing is music. As I told you, super important to emphasize, to find trendy music in the app. If you don't have trendy music, make sure that you don't have business profile, but you have creators profile. Sadly, you might use some of the analytics, but if you want to use the most out of reach and Instagram Reels, you should have creators profile, not a business profile. Make sure you mind the copyright. You can't just download an MP3 and put it, on your reel. Some people still try. Doesn't work because it's going to block it. And do not copy your music from TikTok. A lot of people have been recording reels, downloading them, and also uploading them with the TikTok watermark to reels. Not only it's not going to work anymore with the music, but also Instagram have publicly announced that if you have TikTok watermark on, you are going to have lower reach, because obviously they don't want to promote TikTok on their own platform, right? Another thing is hashtags. So if you, because reels still are not that competitive, you have better chance to rank, which means that normally when you're posting a normal post, if I would put hashtag social media, there's so many normal picture graphic posts going on that hashtag that I have a very low chance to be discovered. However, because there is less reels on that subject and it can be different depending on your niche, you have a bigger chance to be able to be seen. So you can use bigger or busier hashtags, and you should usually stick to 5-6 hashtags, not more, because you just don't need more. Again, covers, you can make custom covers. You have to make sure that it fits your grid. And if you decide to go cover free, use the frame that fits the grid again. And quickly, I'm going to go through insights and drawbacks. So insights now, of course, they're still changing. It took Instagram around 8 months to actually start even releasing insights for reels, which is madness. For such a long time, we had to just count ourselves how many likes and comments the reels have gotten one by one and had to add it to our general stats. Thankfully, now we have a proper insights. So now we can see the accounts reached, we can see plays, we can see all the types of interactions, likes, comments, shares, and saves. Thanks to this, you can better verify your content. Like maybe you will see that some specific reel got a lot of saves, and saves are like super likes because clearly people liked it enough that they want to come back to it in the future. And so you can track, okay, this reel got a lot of saves, so let me actually do something similar next time, right? Or it got a lot of likes but not a lot of comments. Maybe you want something that sparks a conversation, etc. Now, what are the drawbacks of reels? The drawbacks is it's time consuming to create reel. Some of the people, like you saw this girl dancing, it probably took her around 3 hours to do this. So it can take a lot of time and takes a lot of effort. You can't schedule them ahead of time. As for now, I hope that Instagram is going to change this, and in some way you will be able to schedule reels ahead of time. Otherwise, you have to keep it in the drafts, and when is the best time to publish for your audience, you're going to have to come back and click publish. Another thing is that it requires some planning time, of course. So we were going through all those planning steps, that it takes, planning time and finding trends, etc. And then another thing is that it can be buggy, the drafts can disappear, and you cannot upload, repost stuff from TikTok. Right, guys? I hope it was comprehensive enough for you. This is the moment for you to grab your phones, scan this QR code, and you will be able to get the real cover that I showed you before. So there's going to be a template that is going to show you where exactly are, the lines that you have to fit everything in. And you will also be able to access this video where I was showing you step by step what to click, how to do it, etc. And I think that is it for now. I'm going to leave it hanging for a little bit. I can see that you guys have been quite engaged, and we will have few questions in a minute. Okay, I hope that everybody made a screenshot at least of that screen, because I'm going to stop sharing my screen at the minute. And we shall do the Q&A. Yeah? Shall we?
Yes, Agatha.
Yeah, okay.
So thank you for the presentation. So we have a lot of questions from the audience.
Yes.
So let's take it one by one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with this one. I hope that you guys can see it at the minute. Is it okay to have artist profile? Yeah, I think I answered it already. I mean creator's profile. And it's actually better for Reels because you have a better music choice on your creator's profile. So you are able to use all the trending music. And I'm sure you have seen, I don't know if they're resolving it now, because for a long time I wasn't sure why you were able to use songs like Jason Derulo, like what about copyright? So there are all sorts of songs like this that you will be able to use, whereas on the private obviously, but business profile, you might not be able to choose as many songs. Right, let's take the next question. Is hashtag important for Reels, and how many hashtags should we add? Hashtags are important on all sorts of content. So yes, as I mentioned before, 5-6 hashtags are enough and are more than enough. Please do not add 30 hashtags as on the normal post, because apparently it's supposed to be counterproductive. You might be able to get actually worse reach if you add more hashtags, and choose bigger hashtags. So for example, if normally, as I said, I wouldn't be using hashtag social media, or I wouldn't be using, I don't know, hashtag graphic design because it's too big hashtags, take a chance, try to use bigger hashtags because you have a chance to be seen on those hashtags with that type of content. Right. Let's see. Do reels disappear? No. When you upload the reel, it's not like stories. Stories disappear after 24 hours. So that is a huge difference between stories and reels. Reels stay there forever. They live in your reels tab, or if you choose, because you can choose it when you're uploading, to be visible both in your grid and in your reels tab. And I would definitely recommend that because it might give you a few more eyeballs on them. Or you can just choose not to show them on your main grid and just show them on your Reels tab. But yes, they live forever, not like stories, so they do not disappear. All right, let's see what else we have. How do I use Instagram Reels in the marketing strategy? You have to decide how you're going to use it, because of course, depending on your business, depending on your capacity, you should adapt, right? It depends on your niche. So let's say you decide that your capacity is to do three reels a week. Make sure that you have posts on the different days, other types of posts to post, and then do 3 reels a week. That's all. And make sure that if you are planning your reel think about what do you want to achieve with that reel. Do you want to give people advice? Do you want them to buy something? What do you want to do? First 2-3 seconds on the reel should be a hook. So it should hook your audience. So let's say you're going to ask, I'm sure you didn't know this thing about Canva. And people are like, well, what thing? I'm sure I know it. And they're going to stay till the end. So you already established yourself kind of like an expert, right? If that was your purpose, great. Or you won't believe the product that we're releasing, and you're doing the whole reel, and at the end you're releasing the product, So make sure that you catch attention within first 2-3 seconds, that you walk people through this little story that the reel is, and you reveal at the end, and put some call to action at the end for people to follow you, to buy something, whatever it is. Right, what do we have next? How to find the best hashtags. Is there any trick or source to find better hashtags? I like meta hashtags, so it's META hashtags, I think .com, because it shows you not only how many people have posted on the specific hashtags, but how busy this hashtags is and how many people per hour are posting on this hashtag. For example, if I live on Tenerife, so if I put hashtag Tenerife, there's going to be 1 million posts, right? And on the first look, it might be like, well, I shouldn't be posting on that because I have no chance to rank. But in the beginning of 2020 on our island that was closed due to, what, I had a chance to rank, right? Because all of a sudden there weren't as many tourists using this hashtag. So even though the number was huge, there was not so many people posting per hour anymore. So because of that tool, I was able to see how hashtag is popular right now, not how much back in the past people were using it, right? Same thing. If I use hashtag social media, it can be a lot of people posting. If I use hashtag media 2022, might be less people posting, etc. Right, what do we have next? Should I change all my posts with reels? Not all of them, because you have to take under consideration that reels are primarily looked at by a little bit younger people. So make sure that you have variety of content, because not everybody consumes the same type of content. You might want to include a little bit longer videos. You might want to include carousels. Carousels do very good, so multiple pictures post. You might want to do some normal graphic posts and stories. Everybody uses Instagram a little bit different, so make sure that they are in your content strategy, not necessarily as the only way to use it. There are creators that do just reels. They're usually the creators that are actually TikTokers, so they just already have that content. You might want to choose that, but if I were you, I would diversify. How to get more of attention about our product. So I just gave you a few examples before. If you have seen this rug washing video, this is one of the ways to do it. Show the process, how the product is being done. Show the backstage of creating of a product, whether it is a physical product or digital product. Show the interesting tips and tricks. Again, processes are very important of creating. People love watching backstage stuff. So yeah, I'm watching one bakery, Guilty Free, I think they're called Delicious Guilty Free or something. They're in UK. And they're showing how they're baking cakes. They actually incorporate all sorts of content. They're going live and talking to their audience. They're doing stories as well. But they do reels in a way it's like, pre-baked cake, then baked cake. You can do all sorts of stuff. So I hope that answered your question. And I think that is the last question I'm going to be answering now. I usually produce my videos with music, then upload them to reels. Is that okay? First of all, if you do that, you have to make sure that your music is copyright free. Second of all, it's better to use music in Instagram app because you have a better chance to rank. So sometimes if you use that video for different platforms, you might want to natively upload music. For example, if you do it in Shorts, they have their own library. TikTok has their own library. Instagram Reels have their own library. So you can always overwrite it. You can put it with music if you have been using it in a different place. Click on music again and overwrite that music so it's on top of your video and you cannot hear the normal music. Again, I would recommend using music within the app because that's the thing that helps you rank. So research your music even before you do your reel. Right. I think that's that. I'm losing my voice already.
All right. All right, guys. So that was all about the workshop today. And if you have anything to ask later on to Agatha, we have shared the Instagram handle of Agatha, and you can follow her on Instagram. And you can also DM her if you want to ask anything about content creation. She would be really happy to help you. So, guys, that was all about this wonderful workshop with Agatha. This was indeed a value-packed session. Although there is a lot more that we could have learned, unfortunately, we are limited by time here. And I hope you guys loved this session because I personally did. And once again, I would like to say thank you, Agatha, for taking out time to be a part of this event. Any last thoughts, Agatha?
Well, I would like to thank everybody that is thanking me in the comments. So Keisha, Wendy, Rachel, Evian, thank you guys very much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn and on Instagram. I would love to chat to you if you have any questions. And I had pleasure as usual. So I hope we stay in touch. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Right. This is not where it ends, guys. We have a lot of more events lined up for you. So don't forget to check out our events page, www.designhill.com/events. And to watch this session and other such wonderful workshops and events, subscribe to our official YouTube channel. You can find the link in the chat section. And for all the designers and artists who are listening to this and wish to be a part of thriving design community, visit designhill.com. And in that note, I would like to say bye to everyone who joined us here today. Take care, guys, and stay safe.